Bill Simmons proposes a straight-up trade. Evan Mobley for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He says, I think it's a great trade. Giannis is a better player, but Mobley is 6.5 years younger. I think it's fair. Makes a lot of sense to me. I know they love Mobley there. Obviously, some other names that Giannis could potentially go to, teams with a lot of draft picks, the Rockets, Nets, and Spurs. That's picking up more steam than our Cavaliers. But if that trade did come to fruition, if both teams agreed to it, straight up, Evan Mobley for Giannis Antetokounmpo, are you sending that?
I'd do it in a heartbeat because our window is here. He's got another good 3 to 4 years before I see any decline. I'm not looking 5 years into the future because the team is going to be falling apart. It's going to be some way different by the time Mobley hits his peak, if he does hit the peak. If you want to capitalize on the window you got right now, Donovan just turned 30. You bring in a guy like Giannis, you're instant contenders. Barring injuries, you're contenders. We're still kind of waiting on another 2-3 year window with Evan. They do about the same thing, and Giannis is just a more experienced, finally evolved version of Evan.
It's hard to debate that, right? It is the final evolution of Evan Mobley, and what we hope he can become is Giannis. So if you could just say, hey, we could get you that final version now, that's probably a trade that you make, but so I'm not disagreeing with Rob. If push came to shove and that's me that has to push the button on that, I'm going to say that I believe that Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, plus whatever you could get back for Jarrett Allen.
Because he can't stay on that.
That was my next question.
He can't stay in that scenario, but that's a championship contending team, right? That just those three guys, Darius, Donovan, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's a championship contending team. However, I don't think this is the furthest thing from reality. I think that if you're Milwaukee, there's a couple of things at play. One, all the stadium optics, everybody's talking about the dome and stuff. I don't know that Jimmy Haslam and Dan Gilbert really want to get on the phone and work out a superstar trade to get him to Cleveland. Remember, Jimmy Haslam is now minority owner and has a somewhat involved stake in the Milwaukee Bucks. So there's the optics there. Also, if you're the Bucks, I'm looking at premier young players and picks. I think the Cavs' next first-round pick that they're allowed to trade is 2030 or 2031. If I'm Milwaukee, that's a non-starter.
So that brings my next question. If they do make that trade, Jarrett Allen has to go.
Has to.
Has to.
He'd be in the way. He'd be even more in the way than he is right now. Clogging up the paint. We need a stretch big. We need somebody to be out on the perimeter.
Maybe I don't know, a Draymond Green.
Ooh.
So Nick,
we got in trouble for this.
So Nick, who put out this trade?
The big play account aggregated it, and then we're kind of taking all the heat. This was not the big play account. Jack did the graphic, put it out last night, but this is not a Jack O'Rourke trade. This is from
you would have known if it was a Jack O'Rourke trade. DeMar DeRozan would have been in it.
So the trade was Jarrett Allen for Draymond Green.
And this is from John Hollinger from The Athletic.
I'm not sure where all of this heat is coming from. You don't play in the regular season when it matters. It's the playoffs, and Draymond Green has perennially been a much better playoff player than Jarrett Allen has. What's all the fuss about?
They just don't
It's on the
like
graphic
Draymond.
too.
Rob, is this a
via
ball?
John
Is this a
Hollinger.
not knowing ball problem?
They don't know ball. They just don't like Draymond because now if you bring in Draymond, I'm all for DG staying because he makes all his guards better. You watched him just get everyone shots. He's the guy that made Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Steph's who he is now, but he was making Klay Thompson and getting them all those looks. It brings some toughness to the team. I'm not worried about us just being soft. He's going to at least get after guys, and he might make guys better. He might get in Evan Mobley's face in a playoff game where he's got 4 shots and we're down 10 in the fourth. He's going to say, yo, we need you to give us something right now. He might turn him into a guy. And all those Draymond short rolls, he would be feeding Evan. We would keep everything, but we would get better in some other areas where we really need improvement as well.
The one thing that the haters have on this that they're right on is that Draymond is going to be 36 next year. He's not getting any younger. But I do think from a pure playoff, what people will, I can't believe that people haven't realized this is now all about the postseason. The Cavs could literally, Donovan Mitchell said this and he's right. The Cavs could go 82-0 next year and set an NBA record, a franchise record, cement themselves in the history books. Not a soul in this city would care.